Hi, my name is Milkyman. I'm from the Triumph Overwatch roster, and I'm here to recap of the past few weeks and how our games have gone. Okay, so Trials Week 3, we played really well. It was kind of a good meta for us, as Rush is our strongest comp, and we got to finals without too much of a struggle. And in finals, we faced Team Doge, which is the old Envy's roster. We first went up 2-0. The first two maps, they were of course close. And after that, we went 3-2 on Gibraltar. It was a close one. We could have finished it there. But then they won the 2CP kind of decisively. And then the last King of the Hill, they just skilled us with their like Soldier Trace type comps, which we weren't ready to face. Our next tournament was the Fran organized Community Cup. It was really fun to play in, and it had like a lot of hype and a lot of viewership compared to contenders. So it was a pleasure to play in it. Our first game was 2-0 against Skyfoxes, and that was a pretty easy game. Then after that we played against a mixed team called the Savages, and they had a few good players, and we underestimated them heavily on the first map. We lost it, and then second map, which was Numbani, they capped first with 3.5 minutes remaining. We drew Numbani, I think, yeah. And then after that we won the next two maps. I don't remember which they were, but they were a bit easier than the original ones. And it was a close and fun game to play. After that we got clapped again by Team Doge in the Echo meta, because they are really good again at those dive / like mechanically heavy comps. Gester and only Godard just got every DPS hero. And after the 2-0 we got a forfeit win from Young and Beautiful, which to be honest we would have easily beaten anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Contenders Week 3, our first game was a close one against Noble. They always like play a really good comps that match up against ours, and they managed to kind of catch us off guard. First we went 2-0 on the first two maps, then we got frustrated when they won the third, and they won the fourth map of the frustration. But in the fifth map we came back on the King of the Hill and won the match. It was a really important win for us, as our next match was a lot easier one for us. It was against Saints. First map ended, and they had like a off-rolling Acadia, who was a DPS player, but he was playing Moira, so the game was kind of like a, let's say, they weren't 100% trying. So we got an pretty easy trio from them, and got our first top 4 in the Contenders Weeks, which was important for us to make it to playoffs. Then in the semifinals match, we played Team Doge, and we had an unfortunate circumstance where Hydron could only play one map. He played the first map, which we lost still. But then on second map we brought in the secret weapon, Big Al, and his Torb, and we managed to take Icon Vault from them, which was very unexpected, and we were just happy that we got it. Then the rest of the series was pretty much a roll. Again, Kevster only got CPS players. We couldn't really match it, we couldn't really figure out how to play against it, and that was the end of our week 3 contenders. But we were happy with the top 4. That was what we came for, and like next week we will have a chance at rematching the Doge. Okay, so the Forza Esports Community Cup was like an extra tournament that we took part in this week, because there was we didn't have any contenders trials games. So the group stages were a round robin. We had some tier 3 teams and a mix in there, and I think we just 2-0'd it. The games were not that hard, since we are like a tier above also tier 3 teams, and we just played our game and won them pretty easy. And then we had an important game against Third Impact. Third Impact is a like really good Rush team, and the meta was Rush in the tournament. And usually in scrims we struggle a lot against them, since they have a very aggressive and weird playstyle where Tayo flanks on the McCree and comes from unexpected angles, and it's like super hard to scout. And if they manage to execute it properly, it's like kind of a just a better way of playing against us in the mirror. So when we went into the match, we decided we'd play our defense a bit differently than from our standard. Okay, we played Echo Widow, I think. Yeah, and then because we didn't think we could face them on the Brig McCree, May, Rush, Mirror. So we started off with that. We lost the first fight due to bad trades, and second fight they had ulti advantage, and then they just kept rolling through the map with ultis and finished it with 4 minutes left. And that was on Rialto. Then on our attack, we just said, fuck it, we can't, seems like we can't play off meta shit to beat them. They are good at like just rushing in and doing stuff, creating value. Then we went with the mirror. In the mirror, we started winning fights slowly, and we just grinded it out, finished the map with a minute left after we had some nice outplays. Like I landed a few shatters, Hydro landed a few dozen of headshots, and we came back. We got a second attack, and because we had less time, we attacked first. And due to the nature of payload, we won the first fight, and then we got our snowball going. Okay, we had the ulti advantage in every fight until the second to last fight, and in the second to last fight, they threw. One of them died before the fight, and we just managed to wait out their ultimates, and we cut through the map. And at that point it was 6-3, and they had still 4 minutes in the time bank, so it wasn't like over. They got us to the last point again on Rialto, and we managed to win one fight there. So we won the map. It was a real close one. But then the second one was King's Row. We started our defense normally on Rush, May McCree Mirror, and then we just managed to outplay them mostly. They got to the end of second point, which is usually means that if a defender holds you there, that they can like get further and attack. And we finished the map with like a minute and a half left, which meant we won the series 2-0. We expected to play them in the finals, but they didn't make it there. Then our final game was against Noble, and Noble always has the like kind of answers to our comp, and they had the answer in the map 1. Like we struggled against them. We played a bit bad. We had like a 2-hour break between the semi-finals game against 13 back then Noble, so we were kind of sleepy and weren't playing properly. Then we started wrapping up the speed and doing our stuff properly in the second map, and since we were coming from the winners bracket, we had a 1-0 lead already, so it went from 1-0 to 1-1 to 2-0, and then the last King of the Hill was a semi-close one, but we managed to win it confident, and we won the Community Cup 3-1. We've been doing better. Our like game plans and our like execution have all like become consistent, so we know what to do, and as long as like it isn't an unfavorable meta for us, we are probably like top 3 NA contenders team, right behind like Doge and 13 back, and we aim to be that level going into the last week of contenders and into playoffs.